Yoda, it is I, Qui-Gon Jinn.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone! So as we know, the movies cut out a lot of things. However, for those that wish to dive deeper into the story and thoughts of each character, we can resort to the novelization of the films. This seems to be a series of videos you all like, and with that, today's video will be a scene that was cut from the film, yet it was in both the full script, written by George Lucas, and in the novelization. There's an interesting thing, however, that they did with this deleted scene. They cut it out from the film, however, they incorporated it into the Clone Wars TV series, with Liam Neeson acting as Qui-Gon Jinn. They put it in a completely different scene that was not nearly as meaningful as how it was meant to originally be in the film. What I'm going to do is first read to you the novelization of the scene in Yoda's view, then I'll take the pieces from the Clone Wars show and incorporate it into the film to give us the closest thing to the deleted scene that never made the film. Just try not to laugh too hard at my Yoda impersonation. If there's anyone here that can do a really good one, let me know in the comments. Our scene begins just after Yoda fails to beat Palpatine in the Senate arena and goes to Polis Massa, where he oversees Padme's pregnancy with Obi-Wan and Bail Organa. Let's begin. Beyond the transparent crystal of the observation dome on the airless crags of Polis Massa, the galaxy wheeled in a spray of hard, cold pinpricks through the veil of infinite night. Beneath that dome sat Yoda. He did not look at the stars. He sat a very long time. Even after nearly 900 years, the road to self-knowledge was rugged enough to leave him bruised and bleeding. He spoke softly, but not to himself. Though no one was with him, he was not alone.
My failure this was. Failed the Jedi. I did.
He spoke to the Force, and the Force answered him.
Do not blame yourself, my old friend.
As it sometimes had these past 13 years, when the Force spoke to him, it spoke in the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Too old I was.
Yoda said.
Too arrogant to see that the old way is not the only way. These Jedi I trained to become the Jedi who had trained me long centuries ago. But those ancient Jedi of a different time, they were. Changed has the galaxy. Changed the Order did not. Because let it change, I did not.
More easily said than done, my friend.
An infinite mystery is the Force.
Yoda lifted his head and turned his gaze out into the wheel of stars.
Much to learn, there still is.
And you will have time to learn it.
Infinite knowledge.
Yoda shook his head.
Infinite time does that require?
With my help, you can learn to join the Force, yet retain consciousness. You can join your light to it forever, perhaps in time, even your physical self.
Yoda did not move.
Eternal life?
The ultimate goal of the Sith, yet they can never achieve it. It comes only by the release of self, not the exaltation of self. It comes through compassion, not greed. Love is the answer to the darkness.
Become one with the Force, yet influence still to have. A power greater than all. It is.
It cannot be granted. It can only be taught. It is yours to learn if you wish it.
Slowly, Yoda nodded.
A very great Jedi Master you have become, Qui-Gon Jinn. A very great Jedi Master you always were, but too blind I was to see it.
He rose and folded his hands before him and inclined his head in the Jedi bow of respect. The bow of the student in the presence of the Master.
Your apprentice I gratefully become.
He was well into his first lesson when the hatch cycled open behind him. He turned. In the corridor beyond stood Bail Organa. He looked stricken. So before we get to this little scene that I've tried to put together the best that I could, we can see where Obi-Wan and Yoda learned to become Force ghosts. I've mentioned this in a video that I made back in November, and it was that Qui-Gon learned how to transcend his consciousness into the Force from the Shaman of the Wills. Now we also hear about the Wills in Rogue One. The Wills are the deity god kind of beings who were actually meant to narrate all of Star Wars from their perspective, telling the story as it happened in the past in a galaxy far, far away. However, this idea was later abolished by Lucas and his crew when Episode 4 came out. He just felt it would be too confusing and take away from the story. Now that we have this info, let's move on to this scene that I've created that should have made the cut.
Yoda, It is I, Qui-Gon Jinn.
That cannot be. Dead you are.
No. I am part of the living force, Yoda.
What did you all think of that? I wish they would have kept a lot of things in the movie, or at least added them in to the deleted scenes. Something like an extended edition. Have you guys read the books at all? Let me know what topics you'd like covered next, or any fanfictions you'd like for me to do or complete. The Vader vs. Hulk animation trailer is almost done, and I know I keep saying that, but I'm taking my time with it because I really want it to be perfect and realistic. So I'm holding off on a lightsaber giveaway until that comes out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are watching this in the galaxy. I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Until we meet again, remember,
The Force will be with you. Always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.